Hello, everybody. Welcome to the advice stream. I am JeremyInternational. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. You know, we used to be on Facebook, but Facebook doesn't want me on there anymore because you have to have a lot of followers. So, we are not doing that anymore because we're not on Facebook. No one ever watched on Facebook anyway, so who cares? RIP Facebook. It might say in the pin message at the top of the chat that we're on Facebook. Don't believe that message. It's a lie. It's been a little while since we've done a show. There's been a lot happening in my life. Actually, not a lot happening. So that's, kind of part of the situation. But we're back. Why is my beer all sudsy? I don't know. We're back. Oldman will be joining us in the chat. And at the moment, I think that Oldman is the only person in the chat. Hey, Oldman, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe some other people will join us as the evening goes on. Maybe they won't. We'll see how it goes. I get when you take a break from, Oldman says, hey, buddy, Oldman. When you take a break for a little while like I did, you lose a little bit of your audience, but sometimes you gotta take a break. This isn't a contest. I'm not trying to win at anything, and if I was, I would have lost a long time ago. So we're just gonna do our best. But hopefully we'll have some more people join us. In case you're watching this in the future when it's pre-recorded, we'll say that we'll be playing a game called Space Ace today. Space Ace nowadays is available on almost anything, but it was an old arcade game back in the day that has like cell animated graphics. Interestingly, this game and a couple other similar games were run off of a laser disc. And so you pushing buttons on the arcade was just essentially kind of jumping chapters, if you will, on the Laserdisc. That's how this game was able to look so good such a long time ago. Hey, Amir's here. Hey, Amir. Everything's going pretty well today, Amir. I hope everything's going well for you. I was just saying, we've been out for a little bit. I've been having a couple of my go-to health struggles, but we're back. Oldman, I believe, was having some internet connectivity issues today, so he'll just be joining us in the chat. But we are having some other people creeping in. So if you're just joining, I just wanted to remind everyone, we are no longer on Facebook. Facebook has changed their rules. In order to live stream to Facebook, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. I got quite a number of subscribers over on Facebook, but it ain't 1,000, and no one ever watches over there anyways. So we're just not going to do Facebook no more. If the show goes pretty well tonight, then we're going to play some Space Ace. I got some questions from the internet we're going to go over. I was also thinking I'd go over now that June's over, I can go over my June video game haul. I got some cool, not a lot, but I got a couple cool additions to the old collection over the month of June that I have at least some of here with me and some other cool things I've gotten recently. I agree, Oldman. I agree, Amir. God, that's hard for me to say. That is a weird, they just don't want regular people to stream on there, I guess. If you can't even, how do you build 1,000 subscribers if you can't do a live stream? Maybe there's a way that I can, probably can post episodes when they're done, just so I have some presence on Facebook, and maybe I can still draw some attention in there. To be honest with everyone, all two people watching this stream right now, I'm really not promoting this show at all. I haven't really had the bandwidth to do that for a while, but hopefully we can get back to it. If anyone has any good and either very cheap or ideally free ways to kind of like automate social media posting, I know a few, but they're all pretty expensive for what I'm trying to do here. But I would love, to be able to take like a couple hours on a Sunday afternoon and load up an app that will then just like publish and post and do all of that work for me over the course of the week. I don't know of any that is within my price range, which is probably free. Free is probably my price range. Well, Oldman, I hope you got the 5Gs where you're at so that we can, you can stream me over your cellular service, and also that's how people get COVID is 5G, I heard. I read that on the internet somewhere, so it must be true. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. I'm not ready to play the game just yet. We're going to get to that in a minute. Why don't we instead get right into a question? Why don't we start with a question from the internet? Even though the audience is a little... Let's save our questions for the internet. I changed my mind again. Let's get into our game. Let's play the game. So I'm going to be playing Space Ace on the Nintendo Switch. And I think we usually do this when it's just me, like this one. Although I might have to kind of move around a little bit to stay in the frame, don't I? Hold on. Okay. There I am in the corner. So this is Dragon's Lair Trilogy for the Nintendo Switch. And because the actual like arcade accurate version of these three games never really was on a home console, because as you'll see, they look like very high quality cell animation because once again, these games were running a Laserdisc. The art direction, and I'm assuming part of the story, at least from these games, is all done by a man named Don Bluth. Don Bluth did The Secret of Nim, which is one of my favorite movies as a kid and also as an adult. Secret of Nim's amazing. If you haven't seen The Secret of Nim, go see. That's N-I-M, Secret of Nim. Go check out The Secret of Nim, man. It's great. If you've seen that, you'll kind of get a vibe. This is a similar kind of vibe as animation-wise from those. I'm sure that Don Bluth did a lot of other things, but I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, except The Secret of Nim. I'm going to go ahead and guess just off the top of my head. I'm going to write a little biography for Don Bluth. I'm guessing he started at Disney, and they weren't like edgy enough or something, so he quit and started his own production company that never quite made it to the level he was hoping that it would, but he did do The Secret of Nim and these three video games: Dragon's Lair, Dragon's Lair 2, not to be confused with Dragon Slayer, by the way, and then Space Ace. And Space Ace is the game we'll be playing today. I've never played it before, but it looks cool, and we're gonna give it a shot. Oh yeah, Anastasia, that's right, according to Google, Amir says. Thanks for doing a Google search for me, Amir. I appreciate that. That's absolutely something I could not have made the time to do myself. I feel like there's other ones too. Didn't he do... There's one that's like a rock and roll opera kind of situation he did. I don't know if he was involved with like Wizards or Fire and Ice. I don't think so. I think that was all Frazzetti. Anyways, so we're gonna check out Space Ace, and we'll see how it goes. I think that this game is all gonna be essentially like quick time actions, just like, oh, you're in a fork in the road, go left or right, quick, where are you gonna go? I'd imagine most of this game is that. But the score is pretty cool already. Can everyone see? Did I lose my... There we go. Okay. A couple other things I'll add in real quick before we go too far into this. I am playing this on my OLED Switch. Not that that matters because we're not using the display on it. I'm using this... excuse me for just a second. Cool cable I just got. It's made by... I don't know who. There's no manufacturer. It's made in China. And this is so you can connect your Switch to HDMI without using the dock. It's just a USB-C to HDMI plug. You have to power it, so there's another USB-C port in the HDMI end. But this is how I'm streaming from my Switch because I didn't feel like figuring out how to bring up my dock and connect all of that up here. So super lightweight, very portable way. If you're just looking to go on the road with your Switch and you want to have the option to plug it into a TV, you don't need to bring your dock. If you got one of those, pretty cool. It is... Who made this? Are you not going to tell us? Is there no manufacturer? Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, it seems to be working pretty good so far. Oldman says, Amir filling in for my Google foo. I know, yeah, if Oldman was on live on the stream, he probably would have Googled 2 words for me that I couldn't have been bothered to do. All right, let's bring up the sound a little bit. And let's play for a little while. We'll see if some people join us. And then we'll get to some questions later. Oh, we have options. Move beeps, move guide, arcade cabinet, difficulty.
Oh, far out. Oh, far out.
I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to change. How do we change this? What do the buttons do? How do the buttons work? I'm also having this situation where I can't figure out how to play the game. You hit A and it goes back. Oh wait, I know what I'm doing wrong. This is poor game design. It's the gray one is the one that you're selecting. So that's pause and A is gun. Got it. Directions. Okay, let's check it out. I've never played this before. Let me know if everyone can hear this, okay? Oh, she got captured. That was fast. Oh, I was playing the game already. Okay. Okay, you gotta be quick. You gotta be quick. Oh my gosh. You have to be really quick. I might have to concentrate a little bit more on this than I was thinking I would. Oop. Oop. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is intense. But it's fun. Oh my god. Okay. So this is a very intense game. I'm into it. We're gonna try it again. I don't know if this was the best idea. I always pick the worst game to play on a live stream because this requires a lot of concentration. But let's try it again. I like it. I like it. It's just real quick. It's all like Twitch reflex kind of game.
There's Bor's ship.
You have to pay attention to those arrows so much that you can't really even take in all of this cool animation. Ooh, now he's Superman. So handsome. And he's shooting. And then he's jumping. And then he's jumping. And then he's jumping. Oh my god, you have to be so fast. There is no time. No time at all. See? Like, I feel like I should probably use the directional pad instead of the analog stick. Okay, hold on. We're gonna see this a lot. And I don't, at the moment at least, I'm not gonna complain about it. Okay, then these things come out, and then I gotta run over here, and then do that again, and then I gotta energize, and I turn into a very handsome muscle man, and then I shoot, and then I jump, and then I jump, and then I jump, and then I shoot, and then I jump. Oh boy. What do I? Nope, I hit the wrong button again. Oh my god. Oldman says, I love full motion video games. Who pressed the mute on the Uncle Marcus is a fun modern game. I don't know that one. Hey, Jugsy's here. Hi, Jugsy. Mir says, was this game actually released on arcades? It's very unique, but I can see. Yeah, I remember being a little kid, not this game specifically, but Dragon's Lair, which is the same type of game. It's on this same card. I remember this being at a putt-putt at my near my parents' house when I was a kid. And to be clear, there's only left and right and then a shoot button. Like on the actual arcade, all you need is 3 buttons, left, right, and shoot. Maybe there's an up and down. I don't know. We haven't gone far enough to get an up and down yet. Jugsy, because there's so few people watching, I'm just going to speak to individual people as they join. We are playing a game called Space Ace. This was an old arcade game. There's this game along with two games, Dragon's Lair and Dragon's Lair 2, were arcade games from when I was a kid. They're using like actual proper cell animation, and the arcade cabinets themselves were being run off of a laser disc. There was just a big laser disc machine. You know, laser discs were just like DVDs where they had chapters. So when you're pushing buttons on the arcade cabinet, really it's just the laser disc player is jumping to chapters on the disc the way that you would jump to chapters on a DVD. This game could work the same way on a DVD or a Blu-ray player with your remote control if you're fast enough. It's very intense. There's no room for error. I don't know if this is a great game to play on a live stream because it requires a lot of focus. Let's do one more 3 lives. I'm sure it won't take us very long. And then we'll do some questions for everybody. But I think this is fun. I'm having a good time. And I hope you are too. Space Ace. If this artwork seems familiar to you, it's also important to note that this is designed by Don Bluth, who did The Secret of Nim and also Anastasia. I can only talk while doing this because I've done this part several times. We're gonna energize. Shoot. I'm sad that I have to pay attention to the prompt so closely because it looks so... I screwed up. Because it looks so good.
There's Bort's ship.
You can't drink and play this game at the same time, apparently. Left. I mean, right. Right. Uh-oh. Left. Left. Energize. Shoot. Left. I mean, right. Left. Right. Shoot. Left. Whoa. Left. 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 So the skinny guy can't shoot? Okay, we haven't made it this far before. Man, this game looks beautiful. Look at this. Oh god. This will be easy.
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
Why does he sound like Gilbert Godfrey? Oh my god. Up. Left. Up. Shoot. Left. Shoot. Down.
Whoa.
Shoot.
Space station. Request
Down.
permission to land. Aha, Borf is here.
Up.
Whoa.
And nope.
Aha, Borf is here.
I looked for 2 seconds at the chat and I died. Okay. I gotta take a break. That's a lot of game right there. Let's see what's going on in the chat for everybody. Let's see. Where did we go? Jugsy joined in. We explained to Jugsy what's going on. Normie says the art is beautiful, though it certainly is. I wish that it was less intense so I could enjoy the game. Normie says this game would have cost me a lot of coins. I know. Can we make this easier? Oh, I just started it again. We'll do one more, and then we're gonna do some questions. I said I was gonna do that before, but I mean it now. Oh, I can continue. Good. Nope. Gotta be so fast. So fast. Okay. Concentration mode. Concentration mode. Energize. Shoot. Up.
Oh, far out.
Whoa. Oh, he's Gilbert Godfrey again.
Get me out of here!
What's happening? Is that normal? Shoot. Energize. Shoot. Can't even.
Oh, far out.
You will lose.
I think this is our last one. Nope. Nope. Okay, let's quit. New high score. We will say that I am Germ. Who else would I be? Okay, we are going to play that a bit more tonight, but I think we've got some settings. Oh my God, I just did a whole other game without the screen on. Sorry, everybody. I hope it was fun to watch my face during that mess. Maybe we can find a way to give ourselves more lives or something just so we can kind of keep the energy going there. But let's do some questions. I got a few that have come in, and let's talk about a few of them. Okay, here's one. I am a man engaged to another man, and we're getting married next year. This is going to be my second marriage, as I was in an opposite sex relationship with one person for my entire 20s. After coming out and getting a divorce, I dated around, but didn't hook up so much. So my body count is pretty low. I hate that term, but okay. My body count is pretty low for a gay man. My fiance came out in high school and has a much higher body count than I do. He's bisexual and has been with plenty of men, women, and lots of people in between. I have made peace with our divergent sexual histories. Made peace, he says. Histories in all ways but one. He wants to invite several of his exes and former friends with benefits to the wedding. I understand that among queer people, this is not unheard of, but at the risk of sounding coarse, I cannot stand the idea that on an occasion in which we will be celebrating what I hope is a long and happy future together, a significant number of the guests will have made my fiancé orgasm, and that they will likely be thinking about that fact during the service. I also will have no one from my past friends or family attending the wedding, as I have lost contact with them as a result of coming out. Am I overstepping if I ask him to significantly limit the number of wedding guests with whom he has had sex? Love to get people's take on that. I'll give everyone a few minutes to put that into the chat if you want to. I'll also go for a minute here just to say that this is a question from the perspective of a gay man. I identify as generally mostly straight, so I'm going to speak to this just as my general knowledge and confidence around relationships. If anyone in the chat would like to call me out or call me in, some people say, or add to this, I'm certainly open to it. But kind of to paraphrase, two people are getting married. One of them has not had a very prolific sexual past, but the other one has. And the one that has had been around the block a few times is anticipating inviting some former partners to the wedding. The letter writer is the person that has not been around the block as many times and doesn't want people to come specifically because he says he thinks that the former partners of his future husband are going to be thinking about having made his future husband orgasm during the wedding service. I'll go ahead and chime in here, but please feel free to contribute, anyone and everyone that wants to. I think it's a really good sign. I think this is something that you should be celebrating, that your partner is the kind of person who is able to maintain friendships with people that they've been with in the past. He's the kind of person that kind of earns that sort of friendship loyalty, that kind of persistent long-term friendship. And that's a very good thing. This is, I know, considering your background, letter writer, this might feel like it's a bit of a stretch considering your background, but this is a good sign. I can say when I got married, there were a couple people in the audience that were former partners of mine too. I was really proud that I had them as friends and that I continued to have them as friends and that I was able to celebrate with them at that particular moment in my life. And if you're at all able to kind of muster the resiliency to accept this, this is a very good sign. I also think that people during your wedding are going to think all kinds of weird, crazy things about you and your partner, whether you've slept with them or whether you're family members or whatever. That's people. You're the center of attention at your wedding, and people in the audience are going to be thinking whatever they want to think about you. There's not much you can do to control that. Hopefully, you have garnered the type of love and respect from the people that are there that they'll be thinking positive things. But people, when you're at the center of the day, people are going to be thinking all kinds of stuff about you. That's what happens when you're at the center of the day. And I hope that's also something that you can make peace with. I hope you don't feel so strongly about this that you have to ask your partner to not invite people that they're close to, that you can kind of expand since it doesn't seem like you have much of a connection to your born family, your birth family, that these are people that you can learn to include in your chosen family in the way that your soon-to-be husband has. That would be, I hope, something that you're able to accomplish for yourself. Normie says, I think it's reasonable anxiety to talk about this with your partner. Oh, for sure. Absolutely reasonable to talk about it. And it might be reasonable to set a maximum number. But the anxiety itself about being friends with ex-lovers, something that is good to lose. Yeah, it would be worthwhile to invest in uncovering where that anxiety comes from and hopefully finding a way, if not to shed it, because that might be a bridge too far for a lot of people, but to learn how to identify it for what it is in the moment, and then therefore kind of manage the way that it negatively impacts you. Normie says, am I one of them? I'll leave that to viewers to speculate upon. I guess that's the slash fiction that Oldman and I have now in our audience, where Jeremy and Oldman ever lovers, best left to the viewer's imagination. Being the stream and having all of 5 people looking at me live right now, that you're going to think whatever you want to think about me. I hope that they're good things, but maybe they're not. Maybe you were good friends and we care about each other, but the way that people's brains work is maybe in a particular moment, you're thinking not good things about me despite your best attempts to push that out of your mind. Thoughts are thoughts. They're weird and complicated and difficult to control and predict. That's what thinking is. Actions are different. We should all take responsibility for our actions, but as long as they stay thoughts in our mind, sometimes we just have to accept our own and other people's thoughts at that particular moment, I say. Oldman says, you and I know the truth. Well, I sure hope you and I know the truth. Jeez. If one of us wasn't sure, I don't know what that would imply, but nothing good. Okay, well, that was one question. I hope that as a person that has kind of, I guess it's diminished a bit, but my chosen family is big and complicated, and at least for very long periods of time in my life had included people that I have slept with. That you can find ways to celebrate that and to not have it have such a kind of negative, impactful part of your life. All right, let's get back. Let's do a couple more space aces, but let's see if we can we change? I want to try to change the settings here, so maybe we can just keep the action going a little bit longer. So we're definitely gonna keep doing space ace because I'm into it, but we got these options here, right, about difficulty and lives and stuff.
I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I don't know. Those controls were there and then they're gone. I don't know how to get them back. But at least we can continue. Energize. Nope. Right away. Right off the bat, I screwed it up. Totally fine, though. So we just energize right away every time, and I think the next move is an up. Nope. Shoot. Left. Nope.
Far out.
Ugh. So it's not just hitting the button at the right time, but you can't hit another button, or it's game over.
Oh, far out.
Oh, we're just gonna keep at it, guys. But if anyone else has anything else they'd like to contribute, yeah, that guy does kind of look like the genie from Aladdin a little bit, doesn't he? And then.
Oh,
Nope.
Far out.
I haven't. This is as far as I've gotten. I can't get past this part. We're gonna try it again, though. We're gonna try it again. Cool. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Energize. Oh no. That crunching sound was a little excessive. Okay. I thought it was over. Energize. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm doing so good now. Nailing it. Energize. That. Nope. Okay. I can only do that for a few minutes. I need a break. It's too intense. Jugsy says, was as smooth on Laserdisc? I remember DVDs being kind of slow and janky in the menus. Honestly, I don't know the answer. I can't remember playing this well enough, if I ever did, when it was in the arcade. I remember seeing it in the arcade. I don't know if I ever played it. It was probably one of those games that was also like 50 cents or $1 or something per game. Just because it was so slick and so fancy. If you've ever seen, I'll hold up the case, because if I didn't mention, I know that I did at the beginning, but if I mention in a few minutes, I'm playing this on a collection for the Nintendo Switch. It's got Dragon's Lair 2, and Space Ace on it. We're gonna play more of that, but I feel like I need to take a little breather, just because that game is really intense and it's hard to focus on anything like doing a show. It's 9:30. Why don't we? I had said at the beginning that I was gonna do a wrap up of my June video game haul. So not a lot, and July is gonna be even less. I'm going through some interesting and confusing financial kind of situations in the near future. So the number of games I'm getting is going to be greatly diminished. But speaking of the Switch, one game I got is a physical copy of Dave the Diver. I haven't played this, but I've heard really good things about it. I like to go physical whenever I'm able to. And a physical copy of this game just came out. I know lots of people that love this game. I'm excited to check it out. I also got 2 content warning, Jugsy. You're gonna love this. All the other games I got in June are Warhammer related. So I got Space Hulk Tactics. There's like a turn-based tactics game, and the Space Hulk Milieu, if that's the right word to use. they're all Space Hulk games. I got Space Hulk, Deathwing Enhanced Edition for the PS4. These are all super cheap. They're not very popular, I guess. I don't know if any of them are good or not. I'll have to check that out. And then I got what I'm most excited about playing is Space Hulk on the Sega Saturn. This is a first-person shooter on the Saturn. Look at this super dated cover art there. A few month or two ago, I got a Sega Saturn. I'm still kind of struggling with getting it to function through HDMI, but I think I got a solution to that on the way as well. So that was my June video game take. I'm excited to try out all of these. In July, I think it will be a lot less. I did find a very good and affordably priced copy of Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64. That hasn't come in the mail yet. I'll probably get it tomorrow or the day after, but that's probably gonna be the last game I'll be buying for a little while. Fortunately, I have lots of games to catch up on. So hopefully in the next couple months, I don't think I'm going to stream this because it's so grindy, but I'm hoping to finally finish the original Castlevania. I've been on the last level of that for like 6 months, and I want to move on. So I need to just like take like a weekend and use every spare minute I have to just kind of crunch through that. Hey, Fred Undead's here, Germ Heads. Jay, what's up, Germ Nation? How's that? Can we call everybody here Germ Nation? Fred Undead, you've been missing Space Ace. This game you would hate to play, but it is hopefully kind of fun to watch. We're going to be streaming more of that in just a minute. But I have let's do another question. This one is long and it's kind of intense, but I am going to read it anyways, and hopefully we can all... Oh, you were here all along, Fred Undead. I didn't know. Hi. It's a little bit longer than I like to read normally, and it's very intense. I'm just going to give you a content warning here that this question involves a very young child in danger, but I will totally tell you that it ends with the child being fine, so there's no need to stress about that too much. But here it goes. My husband, Lance, their quotation marks. Also, this is not a question that was written into me. This is a question I stole from the internet. My husband, Lance, and I have a 10-month-old daughter, Isabel. Last month, we had a near tragedy when Lance came home with Isabel from daycare. Shortly after he pulled into the driveway, he was distracted by a phone call from work and came into the house and forgot Isabel inside the car. It was over 95 degrees outside. By some miracle, our next-door neighbor's 13-year-old daughter, Aubrey, was in her front yard and saw Lance pull up. From what Aubrey told me, she went and got a hedge trimmer her dad had borrowed from us and came over to return it. While walking past the car, she spotted Isabel in her car seat. She tried to open the doors, but they were locked. She dropped the trimmer, rushed to our front door, and rang the doorbell repeatedly. I had just gotten out of the shower and was toweling off and couldn't answer it. I later learned my husband was still on the phone in his office and had ignored it. When Aubrey didn't get a response, she ran back to the car, used the trimmers to smash open a window, and got Isabel out. Isabel was unconscious by then, and Aubrey rushed her inside her house to her mother, who was a nurse. I only became aware of what transpired when I came downstairs and heard Aubrey's 10-year-old brother, Alex, pounding on the door and yelling for me and my husband. I opened up and was told by a terrified Alex what happened. We rushed over to my neighbors and found Isabel lying on their kitchen floor as Aubrey and her mother worked to cool her down with cold compresses and a portable fan. After several terror-filled minutes, Isabel woke up and began to cry just as the ambulance arrived. Hold on, I see comments coming in, but I'll get to them in a minute. It gets worse, everyone, just as a warning. Blah, blah, blah. Aubrey's fine. The doctor said had she been in the car for 10 minutes longer, she likely would not have survived. I gave my husband hell for what happened to Isabel, and he has been nothing but remorseful. But here's the part that truly has me seeing red. Lance's car is customized, and he treasures it. The car was a gift from his parents for his birthday. an intense situation right there. When Aubrey was breaking out the window, she put some dents in the frame and a big scratch on the in the paint on the door. We have insurance and only ended up with our deductible out of pocket plus around $1,000. Lance is insisting we have Aubrey's parents reimburse us for it. I cannot believe this. Their daughter saved my baby's life. She even cut her arm in the process and needed stitches. After my husband forgot about her and he wants Aubrey's parents to cover the damn deductible. I had told him this is disgusting and that if there's anyone to blame for the damage to his precious car, it's him for putting our daughter in this situation. His response is that Aubrey's dad makes a lot of money, so they can easily afford it. He said he is willing to give Aubrey's parents a chance to pay us before he takes them to court. I am sickened by this prospect, but have told him so, but he won't budge. What can I do to make him see reason? So this one is also upsetting me a lot. Let's Fred and Dad asked how old was the kid. The kid was 10 months old in the car. The Fred and Dad says, JFC, that's divorce for me. I kind of agree with you on that, Fred and Dad. Normie says, car guy keeps losing. Jugsy says, whoa. Fred says, I'll ask a lawyer to literally split the car in half long ways. Jugsy says, I can't think of any words for this that won't get filtered. Fred and Dad said, that's my half. Normie says, we will find out who cares about the car more by threatening to split the car in two. Solomon. That's definitely, if the letter writer decides to get a divorce, they definitely need to sue for full ownership of that car and then like drive it off a bridge or something. Jugsy says I could let the mistake slide, but damn. Yeah, I mean, that's a horrific mistake. And I think that hypothetically, anyone is capable of making that mistake, although the excuse that I had to take a phone call from work isn't a very good one. That's already to me one of the most horrific things a person can do. When a kid is 10 months old, you're still in like constant panic mode over a kid, or at least you should be. So the idea of forgetting a kid that young in the car seems like a lot to me, but people make horrible mistakes all the time. The insistence on them paying for the damages and threatening to take them to court is horrific. And so the person's question is, what can I do to make him see reason? You can't. That's not something you can do because he's already an immensely unreasonable person. And I can't imagine that this is the first time husband has behaved in this way. People don't just act like this in isolation. The type of person to act this way is the type of person that always acts this way. I think that the way that you handle this is to say, you drop this lawsuit right now and I'll consider not divorcing you and taking the car and then driving it off a bridge or whatever. If you're lucky that maybe after the divorce is settled, I'll let you keep the car maybe. But you definitely don't get any custody to this kid that you almost killed and then are suing the people that saved the kid. Jesus. Jugsy says, call him a piece of poop and make the move. Yeah, depending on the specific details, the forgetting the kid in the car is a horrible mistake I know people make. I wouldn't recommend you do, but you could do a 5-minute Google search and find all kinds of horrible stories about people making this kind of mistake. It's the way that he's reacting to the cost of the car that's shocking. I also would say just the idea of a grown man, no one's age is mentioned except the baby's. A grown man getting a car from his parents that's a lot. Just that a lot to me is a pretty big red flag. That's not a healthy situation to find yourself in. I don't think, at least. I mean, maybe there's some circumstances where it is. Jugsy says, I turned the car into a moss garden in the front yard and he can drive past and see it rust every day. Yeah. I think the way that you move ahead, the way you make him see reason is you say, if you drop this right now, I'll consider I'll consider letting you have the car on weekend and holidays after the divorce. But this is not something that a healthy, reasonable, by any definition, a kind person would ever consider doing for a second. I mean, if we're assuming positive intent, if we're practicing radical empathy, we're trying to understand where this guy is from where he's at. Maybe he's lost his mind because of what he did. Like, that's the most positive thing I can think of, is having come that close to being responsible for the demise of your child, of your baby. Maybe he's gone crazy and he can't handle it, and he's decided that he's gonna try to regain some sense of control over his life and the life of his family by hyper focusing on this kind of legal technicality. I don't know. That's the most positive way I can think about this. And in that case, he needs to get help immediately, or that's a person refusing to get help is a big red flag too. Fred Undead says no more patience for Bojo's. He's a grown ass man. Yeah, I could imagine a way where there's some kind of like PTSD that he's acquired from this experience, and he doesn't know what to do with all of this anxiety and fear and anger at himself, so he's acting this way. That's a stretch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's likely the most likely cause here is this guy's just total piece of garbage. But maybe if he's always been a kind, considerate person, and this is an outlier behavior for him, then maybe that's what's going on. That's the information I need from the letter writer, is really truthfully be honest, really think about it. Is this out of character? And if it is, then maybe he deserves a little bit of kindness and patience. He certainly shouldn't take them to court no matter what, but he needs a little bit of help. But if I can't imagine that's true, it's almost certainly he's always this kind of bad-spirited person. Okay. Well, there's that one. I always think if there's like a movie or something where a child is in danger, that's like content warning they should have, and then they should tell you up front, the kid's going to be okay, or the kid doesn't end up being okay, so that people know what they're getting into. So I'm glad that I thought of that up front to let you know, because that story is very, very scary. Should we do another one? Let's do another one. Okay, here's one. I don't think there's any trigger. This is just trigger warning, and there's no trigger warning here. Recently, one of my children came out as polyamorous, telling me that they and their partner have been in an open relationship for more of their 9-year relationship than not. Frankly, I'm disgusted by this and disappointed in my child and their partner. But I need to get over it because I love them both, and that's their life. This is one of those times where you should always throw away everything that comes before the word but in a sentence. Let me read that sentence again. Frankly, I'm disgusted by this and disappointed in my child and their partner, but I need, maybe this is discard everything after the but I need to get over it because I love them both, and that's their life. But how do I move on? Am I allowed to ask to not be drawn into being involved with anyone outside their relationship with each other? I am so angry. I feel like they've made a mockery out of my marriage. And yes, I know it's not about me, but how do I get there emotionally? Everything I've read in my efforts to make sense of this just makes me angrier and more confused. I don't want to ask them any questions about what they're doing because it feels like I'd be asking them about their sex life. Yes. And yes, I also know it's not all about sex, but again, that's what it feels like. I'm doing my best to pretend to be okay with this, but I'm afraid my anger and disappointment will show through. Please help me be a parent of 2024, not the 80s sitcom parent I'm starting to feel like. Yeah, I know. And Jugsy says, I'm struggling to make a serious comment on this because all I can hear is hand flapping. We don't need to make a serious comment about this one because it's not a serious concern. Your kid's sex life and also their relationship advice isn't none of your business. How dare you be disgusted and disappointed about what your kid does in the privacy of their own house? This is none of your business. Your child has a loving partner. It seems like maybe it has multiple loving partners. That's what they've chosen for themselves. So good for them. You should be proud that your partner is loved and has support in the way that everyone as an adult needs to, or at least deserves to have if they want it. And get over yourself. You keep saying it's not about you. It's not about you. You should. This isn't your business. You don't need. The fact that they're disgusted. That word is just so upsetting to me to hear in this situation. So upsetting. And how fragile can your perception of your own marriage be when you see your kid make a different choice and you feel like it's making a mockery of the choices you've made? Like how insecure must you be about your life when your kid chooses to do something differently? You're disgusted and horrified by it. Of course, if your kid does something that's has a net bad to the world, that's harmful to people in your community or to themselves, or to the world or whatever, then that's different. But this isn't hurting anyone. If anything, this is about love and affection. And it's generating more of that into the world, which is always a good thing. We all need more of that around us. So get over yourself. That one pissed me off. I'm just as pissed off at this person as I am about the guy that almost killed his kid. Not quite though. Okay. Feel free to chime in on that one, anyone. It's almost 10. I'm not going to go for a full 2 hours tonight because I'm a sleepy Gary. But let's do a couple more Space Aces and then we'll wrap it up. And then we will wrap it up. But I am feeling the Space Ace for sure. Wait. I did it again. There we go. Energize.
Your dark side.
Is her name Kimmy? Oh, nope. That's some other guy. Nope. I know. I wish I could just energize and become handsome, All right. I screwed that one up big time. We're going to do that again. We're just going to start over on that one. I know there's, oh my God, I don't even know what I missed there.
Beware your dark side.
That gave me no time whatsoever.
Beware your dark side.
God, they give you no time to energize that time. That's intense. Jugsy says, it's so weird drinking coffee and waking up as Germ drinks a grown-up drink and gets sleepy. Truly, I'm truly Jeremy International. I am an international. I'm just here, Jugsy. From my perspective, you're the one that's international. We need TTS for this game. Wait, what's TTS? Is that the like for phone calls for people that don't hear? Is that what TTS is? I don't remember. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Better luck this time. I want to at least beat this shadow guy. Oh, text to speech. I get it. God, I didn't have any time to do that at all.
Beware your dark side.
Oh, he extra energized and then he ate me. Yeah, that'd be cool if I had like a Stephen Hawking voice read out everybody's comments while I was playing this, but I feel like that would be also distracting. Nope.
Oh, far out.
Oh, far out. It's so intense. It's so fast paced.
Kimmy! Beware your dark side.
I did it. I just didn't do it right on time. They give you such narrow time for that one. That one in particular is so hard. Nope. I don't like him eating me like that. That's gross. It's such a basic principle, but it gives you such a narrow margin of failure, and it's just weirdly addictive because it's so simple. No, I keep hitting the wrong button. You just want to like get just a little bit further next time.
Beware your dark side.
I'm gonna do it this time. I got it. I got it figured out. And then I shoot. And then I do a left. And then I shoot. And then I do it down. Right. Right. Up. That's kind of dark and gross. I also really like this music a lot. Whoa. Oh my god, now we're on motorcycles.
You cannot win.
Whoa! What?
The voice acting for this must have been super fun. I did it though. I did it.
Whoa! What?
That it's the energize is like time different than everything else. You got to get it just right. Normie says, LOL Jugs, the image in my head of you watching Jeremy and sometimes me as we do this show at the end of our day, but this morning for you has just occurred to me as funny to me. Jugsy says, legit, was this ever a cartoon or movie? When I was a kid, I vaguely feel like there was a Dragon's Lair cartoon, which is almost identical, but it's like, you know, a medieval, like Dungeons and Dragons style game to this. I vaguely feel like there was a Dragon's Lair cartoon, but I don't know. I don't think there was ever a Space Ace one, although if there had been, I would have been super into it. These are all things that I'm sure if I had carved out 10 minutes before I went live today to Google, I could have found out an answer. But you know, I'll just add in again if there are folks that are watching now that didn't start at the beginning. All of this animation is done by Don Bluth, who did The Secret of Nim. He did that movie about Anastasia, which I don't remember ever seeing. I feel like that's probably the type of movie because it shows like the Tsar in a good light that probably if I was a kid when it came out, I don't know how old I would have been. My parents probably wouldn't have let me watch because, you know, Tsar Nicholas was a bad dude. But not that his whole family deserved to be murdered. I'm not saying that. I don't know, but I'm super into Space Ace. How does he get to energize? Why is he sometimes a skinny guy and then sometimes he energizes and he becomes a big muscle guy? And how come he turns back into the skinny guy? I don't know the answers to any of these questions. I want to know all the lore, the Space Ace lore.
Whoa! What?
It's the energize that's coming up here after the shoot. That's been I get it. I'm getting it. I know I'm getting it. I don't know why it's not working. Super frustrating. I haven't been able to get that part even once. Did it too soon that time.
Dexter!
It's the time you have to push that button at this particular point is shorter and different than the time you have to push it at any other time. I'd imagine that that's part of the design of the arcade game, because this is probably where they're making a lot of their money, is on this particular point where everyone gets stuck, but you feel like you're doing so good up until you get to there. This is where you have to just keep putting your quarters in. Jesus Christ. I'm determined to get through this. I'm gonna do it. One way or the other. Amir, I think I would have spent more than that by now. I remember right, and this is also something we could find out. This game wasn't just like a quarter per play. This was a more expensive, it was like 50 cents or $1 to play this, because it looks so much different. And what, if someone looked up what year this game came out, it would have been sometime in the mid 80s, I'm guessing. Like the other games in the arcade at this point would have been like Super Mario Brothers or like Cruise Control or something. Like this is so far ahead of anything that anyone would have seen in an arcade game before. I'm sure that they charge more. I can't imagine this was a quarter a play in those days. No, that was on me. I hit the wrong button there. Yeah, I mean, this would have been a lot of money at this point for any kid in 1980, whatever. Okay, this is it. I'm gonna do it now. God damn it! So frustrating. Jeez. At least they give you a little bit of a build-up before the action starts on the turnaround here. I'm starting to think something's gone wrong, because I'm getting it. I'm nailing that button most of these times. Yeah, Jugsy says a different death for every challenge is more. If I can find it, there's a video on YouTube I saw about Dragon's Lair, and I did it. And these other these in games like this about how the technology works. If I can find it, I'll put it on the blog at Jeremy International for people to watch. Okay, now am I going to be able to get through that part again? I did it one time. Okay, I need to take a break. I'm getting a little cheesed on that one. Oh boy. Let's take a little breather there, shall we? Yes. So that is a game. I like it a lot. I'm sure I got, physical, because I always do physical, but this is probably the cheapest and easiest way to play this. I'm sure you can get it from the eStore on your Nintendo Switch if you don't want to try to track down a physical copy. This is, I just realized, a limited run release. It's number 36 for limited run. I don't know if you know about limited run, but they take Usually indie games, and they do really nicely made. Like this has a manual. You never see games with manuals. They're called limited run though. That's the name of the company that makes this, because they are in fact very limited runs. You get lucky to get these, or you probably don't. So I'd imagine if you want to get a physical copy, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but they might be a little hard to get your hands on for a decent amount of money. Was it limited run? Maybe. There was one of these had back when I had a little bit more disposable income, that had a subscription where you pay a flat rate every month or every 3 months, I think it was, and they send you every game that they make. I don't remember now if that was limited run or another one of these. I think it was not limited run, now that I'm thinking about it. But it's very intense. This would be a really good game to play like in a long airplane ride. If you don't have anything else to do and you're just gonna like dig in and like hyper focus on remembering those button combos to get through different challenges. But I think I might do 1 or 2 more of these before I wrap it up for the day, just because I need to get past that motorcycle point, man. I really do. It's really bumming me out. That I can't do that. This is my second beer of the night, and it's probably not helping my reflexes very much either. I'm also 45 years old, so you know, not as fast as I once was, if I was ever. Okay, unless anyone says otherwise, I'm just gonna, let's do 2 more of these one after the other, and then I'm probably gonna wrap it up. Oh wait, hold on, I want to show you something else I got. I got this on eBay the other day. Look at this amazing Jack Kirby black bolt print. I got this framed, it came in the frame. It's a cheap, flimsy frame, but whatever. Isn't this amazing? I love Jack Kirby artwork, especially his stuff in Marvel at the mid-60s, like Black Bolt and Galactus, and Claw with a K is a Black Panther villain. It's just such a specific, unique design to Jack Kirby. I love this print so much. It was only like 25 bucks. I'll put a link into the blog also for the store, because they have all kinds of old comic book prints like that, all very affordable. They ship them framed. Frame's a piece of garbage, but that's good enough for me. It looks good enough from the front, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, I need to find a place on my gallery wall here to add that in. I'm running out of space. Okay. We're just maybe going to do 1 more of these. If I can't get through it, maybe we'll do another one. But then I think I am going to wrap it up for the day. I hope everyone has a good night, and I hope that Jugsy has a good day, because Jugsy's just getting started. We're going to try it again, though. We're going to try it again. Oh my god. First off, I forgot to put the video up. Sorry about that, everybody. It's so, that one part is just so impossible. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Dexter, you're late.
Call me Ace, huh? Papa.
Thanks. I'll walk. Dexter, the Infanto Ray is about to be fired at Earth.
Call me Ace, huh?
Are those tribbles?
Relocated.
Nope. Oh, I gotta do it all over again. No. I'm having fun. We're gonna do it one more time. This is fun. I'm having fun. I think what I need to do is to look at the animation and not the trigger at the bottom, because the trigger to push the button is not giving you sufficient time to do it. And I need to find some cue in the animation for this sequence like that.
Dexter, you're late.
I think we do a lot of shooting here. I think it's a lot of shooting buttons.
Thanks. I'll walk. Dexter, the Infanto ray is about to be fired at Earth.
28, huh? Where's the ray located?
In the center of the complex.
Can you get us in there?
Yes.
Lug nuts. Dwarf know I'm here?
Yes, and he's geared for battle.
Let's see me shoot Dwarf with his own Infanto ray.
Oh my god, I'm doing so good.
What's
I'm doing so good. Don't screw it up.
Serious.
I am.
Don't screw it up.
Make a right.
Watch out, Dwarf, old buddy. Here we come.
Dexter!
Call me Ace, huh?
Borf. Uh-oh.
Use the aqua booms.
Black eel is in the tank.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Doing it. Nope.
Come on. Use the aqua booms.
Okay.
Black
Do you hear that Jaws
is in the
reference?
tank.
Doing it. Did it again. Jaws reference. God. Jaws music cue.
You will lose.
Come on.
You gotta get loose. That's how you play a game like this. You need to loosen it up. You gotta be a little loosey-goosey. Duh-nah.
Black eel is in the tank.
No. 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 Nope. This is how I'm totally falling 100% for this this game because I was going to give up and I made it a little bit further and now I want to keep playing again. That's exactly how games like this get you. Normie says, is the Jaws music cue in the game or do you have a soundboard? Normie, I have no bandwidth to be doing anything but focusing on this game 100%. The Jaws cue is definitely a reference in the game so that people can, this probably came out, Jaws was like the late 70s, I think, though. But it's definitely a clever little homage, if you will, in the game. Yeah, I know. I love this game. It's so hard, but I'm going to keep playing it. Thanks for following along, everyone. I'll try my best to continue to be engaged with everyone watching and contributing to the chat. Please continue to contribute. But I'm in the zone, and I feel like I'm in a good place. That second beer is finally kicking in. Hold on. And you just got to get loose. That's how you do this. You got to just keep it loose. I wonder if they serve beer at that putt-putt in 1980, whatever, to play this game.
Come on.
Okay, here we go.
Use the aqua
Keep it
booms.
loose. Loosey-goosey. No.
Black eel is in the tank.
No. Ah, damn it.
You will lose.
Okay, Borf, if you say so.
The aqua booms.
No.
Black eel is in the tank.
No.
Come on!
Control straight ahead.
We did it! Oh, it's a sponge. Are they gnomes? Oh my god, we're so close. Are we gonna beat it? Is that Borf? This is what we need to do, is we need to energize.
Turn back.
We just need to energize. No. Okay. Jugsy says the best bar game experience I have ever had was skee ball in Brooklyn. I can't remember for the life of me where it was. Somewhere also in Brooklyn, I spent some time in an arcade and played Ghost and Ghouls, which makes this game look like Mario Paint, and spent like a lot of money and drank a lot on that arcade cabinet, and I don't think I got past the first level. Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghost and Ghouls. I don't remember. You know the game I'm talking about. It sucks. It's horrible. You're the little night guy. You get one hit and you're in your underwear, and you get another hit and you're dead. But Normie says, I wouldn't say the barcade on H Street was friendly and respectful, but it had a good selection. It did. Were you there, Normie? I spent a lot of time in there beating the Simpsons arcade with 3 other people. We had a full team. That was super fun. The barcade in H Street, yeah. I think you played that on the stream once, Jugsy said. I don't know if I did, because I hate that game. Maybe I did. We could definitely hate stream that. I have that on a couple systems, I think, because it came out on everything. Are we going to energize? We should energize, right? Yeah. Oh my god, this is...
Dexter, the Infanta rays.
Oh my god.
Take that. Run! Take that.
I'm not talking. I was gonna say something and I'm not talking now.
Oh, Dexter,
Did I win?
isn't he adorable?
Did we beat it? Did we beat it?
Can we keep him?
Call me Ace, huh?
Hey.
Aww. Wow! We did it! That was a perfect amount of a video game. At least this type of video game. Man, that was a hoot. We started and beat a game all in one stream, everybody. Good for us. Boy, I feel accomplished. I feel very proud of myself. Normie says, it's possible by the time you and I would have ended up at Barcade on H Street, my memory would have been impaired already. I know, probably me too. I do remember playing the Simpsons cabinet a lot and lamenting how the joysticks and buttons were so damaged. I know first game I've ever beat on a stream before. It was a very short game. Jugsy says that they're very proud of me. Thank you, Jugsy. I almost beat that awful Dracula game. That's a good point. That's a good point, Norms. Fred Undead says congratulations. This was way more fun. Yeah, it really was. I will say at the end, that last kind of battle with the big blue guy, that the timing from when it signals what button you're gonna push to when I pushed it, it seemed like it was a little more generous at the end than it was in the rest of the game. I think they must have deliberately lightened off on the difficulty a little bit at the end. Boy, this was fun. What a cool game. I highly recommend it. I would say if you do want to play this on a long plane ride, bring something else to play too, because it is way short. I wonder if Dragon's Lair is the same. Maybe we should try that next time, maybe. Boy, that was fun. All right, well, I think now's a good time to wrap it up. Thanks, as always, for watching along, everybody. This has been the Advice Stream. I'm your host, Jeremy International. I think I made a bunch of promises for things I'd put on the blog. at JeremyInternational.com. I've probably already forgotten what most of them are. But head on over there. I do, post on the blog occasionally. I think I got some fun stuff over there. I did mention before that there's going to be some financial shenanigans going on in my life, so I'll continue to stream. I got lots. Trust me, I got plenty of games to play, but I think the monthly video game haul segment's probably going to not have a lot to it, if it exists at all, for a little while. But that is fine because I got plenty to do. And so we'll see you next week. Maybe Old Man will join us for the live stream. And hopefully we got big things planned in the near future. But thanks again, everybody. We've been live on Twitch and YouTube. We don't do Facebook anymore because Facebook. But we will see you next week. Bye.